In this video, I'll show you how to customize your own badge with the text tool in Bambu Studio, and how to attach a 20mm pin onto it without any glue. We'll also go over how to scale it for other size pins so you can make the proper adjustments to fit your pins. I'll share some tips I've learned from assembling over 1,000 of these. First, we'll kick off a print to have test prints we can use to check for sizing. We want to make sure the pins fit snugly in the mounting slot before printing the larger final design. I've shared these two models for testing. One has the slots facing up and the other face down. Each one has 3 mounting slots of slightly different sizes, so you can test if your pins fit. If you know which orientation you want to print your pin, you can print just the one you need. We'll go ahead and print both. Now that we have our test pieces printed, we can check how well our pins fit into the mounting slots. Slide in a pin into the largest slot. If it pulls out easily like this, the slot is too big. Move onto the middle slot. I like to use another print or pliers to help push the pin into the slot. This one wiggles quite a bit, but it's still tricky to get out. I like to use pliers to grab onto the clasp and bend it away from the print a little, and then slide it out. Now let's test out the last mounting slot. It's a tighter fit, but I can get it to be a little less wiggly if I bend the end of the clasp towards the print while holding down the other end. I recommend testing a few other pins to get a good sample size, just in case you tested the smallest or largest pin in your pack. Which size mounting slot was the best fit? For mine, it was the smallest one. Now that you know which size mounting slot fits your pins, let's design a custom badge. Let's open up the 58mm print profile in Bambu Studio. On plate 1, we have 3 58mm round badges with text facing down and each one having a different sized mounting slot on the top. Since the smallest mounting pin slot was the best fit for my pins, I'm going to copy the badge that's labeled 90%. If the middle size fit best for your pins, use the badge labeled 95%. And if the largest mounting slot fit your pins the best, then use the original size. Now that you know which one you need, copy and paste it onto a new plate. I'm selecting the 90% one. Ctrl-C to copy, click on Add Plate on the toolbar, and Ctrl-V to paste. Let's start with a simple example. We'll keep the existing text elements, but change what they say. We have these 3 text shapes. If you want, you can rename and reorder these in the Objects panel, so it's easier to tell which is which when you're making changes later. Select a text shape you want to change and click on the Text Shape tool in the toolbar. Now I'm changing the input text to Trust for text 1, Your for text 2, and Gut for text 3. Do you see how the words aren't centered anymore? To center, align the words on the badge, select all the text shapes and the disk on the Objects panel. Click on the Move tool on the toolbar and align it by clicking the Align Left, Right, Center button under the X settings. Now they're aligned. You can slice and review the preview and print it if it looks good to you. But let's go back to the Prepare tab to make some more changes. I'm going into the Objects tab to select each text individually to change the size to be the same. Changing these to 10. Now it looks a little imbalanced, so let's go ahead and select all the text and use the Move tool's green arrow to drag it down a little bit. That looks a little better. Now you can slice a plate again and review the changes. Before I show you additional examples and features, I want to mention that I covered a little bit about using different fonts and what to look out for in my video on editing text for my heart-shaped box. I'll link it in the description so you can watch that next. On that video, I received a comment asking how I added these editable text shapes. So here's a quick look into how I add them and a bit more of my workflow, troubleshooting, and thought process that you might find helpful. Thanks for your question.
Let's create a plate and copy one of these blank rounds. Control-C, click on the plate, Control-V. Just click on the plate, click on text, type in your text, choose your font and font size and thickness. So it looks like the thickness, we may want to change this. Right now it says 0.4. Let's go ahead and click out of the text shape option. Let's move this out of the way so I can see the access the text easily. So here you can see the text, even though here it says thickness 0.4, you see the thickness is actually 0.6 if you look on the bottom right here. So I only want it to be 0.4 so that it's only 2 layers. So let's go ahead and go to scale here and making sure that uniform scale is unchecked because we only want to change the scale for the Z dimension. So let's change this to 0.4 and enter and click out of this. Select your text, go to rotate and click on one of the green arrows and line it up to this line here to snap into Y as 180 degrees. And now we have the text sitting on the plate here. And now what we want to do is align them so these two. So click and control click to select both of them. Or you can also do right click select all if that's all you have on your plate. And go up to move and use the align tool here. So you can align them both on the X axis and also on the Y using the center options. And so now if you click out there, you can see these are centered. Let's go ahead and change the text to different colors. You can see here you can also click on it and type in the number to change the different color. All right, so now we have text with a white badge, but we still need to merge these into one assembly. So over here in the objects panel, make sure to have the badge selected, control click on text, right click merge, and now they are all in one assembly. So now you can move them together. Let's go ahead and slice a plate and take a look, preview what these layers look like. So scrolling all the way down to layer 1, we have both colors. And then scroll wheel up. Second layer, we have both colors as well. And then third, it changes to only the white and it continues and leaves the space for the mounting slot. So this is exactly what we were hoping for. Remember to check what size fits well for your pins for the mounting slot. So currently this is just the original 100% scale one. My pins work best with the Y dimension scaled to 90%. So I'm going to change that right now. Making sure that the uniform scale checkbox is unchecked. I'll scale this down to 90. And then let's go ahead and slice a plate and make sure everything looks okay. That looks good. And changing this color scheme to line type just to take a better look here. To do that. All right, that looks good. And just a quick look at all the settings here. Trying to see where all the seams are as well. Need to check that. Going back to filament. Look how it looks here. I only have one wall on the first layer, which will make the text look better. All right, let's go ahead and print this. Oh, need to change the printer to A1. Slice a plate. Sanity check. This is what it'll look like. And print plate. Making sure I have the colors I want selected here. And send. All right, this print will take about 33 minutes and almost 8 grams of filament.
If your pins don't fit well into mounting slots I set up, you can open up the Fit Check print profile and resize them to test for your pin size. This is how I resized it for a 40mm pin.
Control C to copy, add plate, Control V to paste. And for each of these slots, I want to increase it by 20 in the X direction. And for the badge piece itself, I'll give it a little bit extra space, so increase that by 25. So with a cube selected here, go to scale and making sure this is unchecked for uniform scale because we only want to change it in this direction. So let's go ahead and change this, add 25 to this, that's 50. And then for each of these, just add 20. And that's it. This will be a good size for my 40mm wide pins. Looks good. You can go ahead and print.
Test if it fits well and design fun badges for it. Big thanks to my supporters. Special shoutouts to Spool Designs, Bearded Printer, Girari, and TechJeeper. If you'd like to sell prints of my models or support my work, visit my Ko-fi page for membership plans and tipping options.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone you care.
Want to see more? I'd love to get your feedback to keep improving my videos to make these even more helpful for you. If you like this tutorial, leave me a comment with a quick note of what you liked about it. If there's more you'd like to see or something you think I should work on improving, let me know. Thanks for watching!